Hi, everyone. This is Debbie Vornholt with Common Sense Landlording. Thanks for tuning in. Going to take a few minutes and talk about the importance of a move-in inspection. I ran across a landlord the other day who asked me if I did those move-in inspections. And I said, well, yes, I do. And she said, well, I don't usually do those, but now I've got to move out and I've got a serious problem. And this guy is saying all of these things were pre-existing and I just didn't do a move-in inspection. I understand with COVID, people are reluctant to go to the properties. I used to go to the properties and I would fill out the move-in inspection. I would have the tenant sign it right then and there, and then I would take it with me. Sometimes the tenant would take a picture of it with their phone, and that worked out great pre-COVID. What I do now, I've amended my lease. My lease says that the move-in inspection form will be given to the tenant the day they collect their keys, and then I give them 48 hours to get it filled out and get it back to me. The lease also says if you fail to turn this back in, then that is on you. You are accepting the house as is. I go over to the house prior to even listing the property, and I take probably 200 pictures. I take pictures of every cabinet, the inside of the cabinets, the drawers, the walls, the floors, you name it. And I date it and I put it in a property folder. So if it's ABC Street, I have a folder called ABC Street, and you open it up and it will have the tenant information, and then it has a folder for the pictures. So it'll have the pictures from the previous tenant, the current tenant, or even just, after the rehab is done or the touch up or whatever we're doing on that property. And pictures will stand up in court. Pictures are a great way to demonstrate the condition of the property prior to a tenant moving in. So the day the tenant comes to get the keys from me, I will then give that person the move-in inspection. And I've also got a list on the back that has the name and phone numbers for the utility companies. If they are outside the city limits and they have to hire their own garbage company, I have the names of 4 different garbage companies there. I list everything they could possibly need. I also instruct them to change the furnace filter every 30 days, remind them that rent is due on the 1st. I tell them when the late fees start. All of the important things are included on the move-in inspection. And then they get the speech that this is their document. They are free to write a book. They are not going to hurt my feelings. I don't care what they put down. I had found over the years that when I went to the move-in inspection and started filling stuff out, the tenants were saying, hey, come over here, put this down, put this down. I ended up giving the move-in inspection up anyway to the tenants 90% of the time. I figured out very quickly it was just as easy to give the move-in form to the tenants and let them fill it out. And so far, everyone has filled it out and turned it in. I think I've had 1 or 2 cases where I reminded them, but I make them give me the original back. I will hand them a copy if they want, and then I scan it in the system and I attach it. We have a property management system, so I attach it to their file in the system. And then when they go to move out, all I have to do is either pull the original form or I can print it off. That way it stays with the property. There's no question that a move-in was done. And then when they get ready to move out, all I have to do is show up with it and go through the property with them. And if there's ever any question, I pull up the pictures. The tenant is also instructed to take a lot of pictures, and I make it very, very clear that if something is not on this move-in inspection, when we do the move-out inspection, they are going to be responsible for it. So I tell them to knock themselves out, and they can write a novel if they want. I don't care what they put down on that move-in form. Sometimes they bring it back and there's nothing written down. Other times they do. They write pages and pages, which is okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. It doesn't matter how you get it done, but I strongly recommend for your protection that you have some sort of move-in inspection process. That way, when the tenant moves out and they've left holes in the walls, they've destroyed the flooring, they've ripped the cabinet doors off, you have a legal recourse. Without that move-in inspection and pictures, the judge is going to say, show me. And when you can't, they're going to give the judgment to the tenant. You aren't going to collect any money. So protect yourselves and always, always have some sort of move-in inspection process. So that's my tip for today. You can connect with me on my blog at commonsenselandlording.com. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.